between the St. Joseph Chargers and the Marshall Commandos. And in just a few moments, we'll have the opening lineups for both teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the people involved in our second quarterfinal round game of the day.
So we're on to the floor for the announcing of the starting lineups and all the players on the teams.
24 victories, 7 losses. The head coach of the Commandos in his 9th year at the school with a record of 137 victories, only 88 losses, Luther Bedford. Number 10, Michael Brown. Number 12, Bobby Williams. Number 23, Anthony McLaurin. Number 31, Kenneth Nixon. Number 33, Stanley Frazier. Number 34, Edward Jones. Number 43, Martin Cover. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Commandos of Marshall. At forward, a junior, 6'3½", number 32, Kevin Rice. At forward, a senior, 6'1½", number 42, James Horn. Starting in center for the Commandos, a junior, 6'3", number 44, Joe Stiffen. At a guard for Marshall, a junior, 5'11", number 21, Anthony Upshaw. And at guard for the Commandos, a senior, 5'9", number 11, Fred Marshall. The Chargers of St. Joseph High School in Westchester with a record of 29-1. The head coach of the Chargers in his 12th year with 218 victories, only 98 losses, Gene Higator. Number 10, Renato Williams. Number 13, Robert Burley. Number 14, Ricky Hughes. Number 25, Dave Callahan. Number 31, Barry Vaughn. Number 34, Daryl Thomas. Number 35, Jeff Whaley. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the Chargers of St. Joseph High School. At forward, a senior, 6 feet 5 inches tall, number 21, Ken Dringus. Forward, the junior, 6'7", number 24, Daryl Thomas. Starting at center for the Chargers, a junior, 6'6", number 33, Tony Reeder. At guard, a senior, 6 feet tall, number 12, Lewis Johnson. Guard for the Chargers, a senior, 6'3", number 32, Wayne King. The officials for this quarterfinal game, James Jones of Bloomington and Dave Carnegie of Edwardsville.
Okay, and we're ready to go with this afternoon's second quarterfinal game between the St. Joe Chargers and the Marshall Commandos. Starting for Marshall, once again, Fred Marshall, 5'9" guard, Tony Upshaw, 5'11" guard, Kevin Rice, a 6'3" forward, Jim Horn, a 6'1" forward, and Joe Steifen in the middle, 6'3" center. So we're getting ready for the opening tip-off of this afternoon's quarterfinal round to see who will meet East St. Louis Lincoln tomorrow in the first semifinal game. Tony Reeder jumping for the Chargers, and Marshall controls the tip. Number 32, Kevin Rice with the ball. Rice gives the ball over, deflected away, and there's a second chance, but no good. Out of bounds, deflected, it looked like off of Marshall, but Marshall will retain. Jim Horn inbounds the ball, gives it over to Tony Upshaw. Back over to Kevin Rice. Rice back to Fred Marshall. Marshall top of the key, moving left, gives the ball off to number 42, Jim Horn. And there's an interception by Tony Reeder. Gives the ball to Kenny Dragus. Now the Chargers will see if they can get up 2-0 here. Louis Johnson back to Moon King, right side, over to Kenny Dragus. Dragus back to King. Moon King, right side. King Dragus looking, can't find anyone. Finds Louis Johnson, top of the key. Down to Tony Reeder. He pops the jumper and hits it. Tony Reeder for 2. So the Chargers get off to a quick 2-0 lead. We're down to 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Bringing the ball up court for Marshall is Fred Marshall. Fred Marshall from Marshall gives the ball over to Tony Upshaw. Upshaw down underneath to Kevin Rice. He goes up. It's no good. Ball taken down by number 42. Up and in for 2 for Jim Horn. So a tied score. Marshall with the press. Louis Johnson over to King. Over to Kenny Dragus. Dragus to Darrell Thomas to Tony Reeder. Reeder goes up with a short one, and it's good. Tony Reeder has 4 quick points, and the Chargers are off to a 4-2 lead. Running, however, Joe Steifen all the way in. He charges in, and let's see if they count the basket. Yes, they do. The basket is good by Joe Steifen.
Joe Steifen is good. The foul is also called on Steifen, the first against Marshall.
So that's the first foul on Marshall, the first team foul. 6:34 remaining in the first quarter. Moon King, right side, gives the ball over to Louis Johnson. Louis Johnson advancing. King will cross the timeline. No, he gives it back to Johnson. Almost a backcourt violation on the Chargers. Louis Johnson now. Ball is deflected and intercepted there by number 42, Jim Horn. So Marshall now will see if they can take the lead. Gives the ball over to number 32, Kevin Rice. Rice goes all the way in, no good. Ball deflected out of bounds, and St. Joe's will get possession. Looked like a travel situation there for Marshall, but the referee didn't see it that way. So St. Joe's will inbounds the ball. Louis Johnson. Johnson now. Johnson looking. He finds King. King being guarded by Fred Marshall. Gives the ball back to Louis Johnson. Johnson having problems against the high leapers from Marshall High School. Moon King now moving right. Gives the ball to Kenny Dragus. Dragus into Darrell Thomas. The ball deflected away from Darrell. And here we have Freddie Marshall going in all the way. Puts it up and no good. Ball taken down, however, and that one's no good. Darrell Thomas gets the board, and he's fouled by number 21, Tony Upshaw.
Foul was called on number 21, Anthony Upshaw. That's 2 against Marshall.
So that's the second team foul on the Marshall Commandos. Dwayne King gives it over to Louis Johnson. Back to Moon King. King now advances. Gives it to Darrell Thomas. Shoots a brick, but there is Kenny Dragus for the easy layup. Darrell was way off with that shot, but Kenny Dragus was right there and got the rebound, put it up and in for 2. Kevin Rice gives it to Fred Marshall. Marshall goes up. It's no good, but he is fouled by Louis Johnson.
12, Louis Johnson, the first against St. Joseph.
So with 5:20 to go in the first quarter, the score to the Chargers 6 and the Marshall Commandos 4.
Fred Marshall at the free throw line for the Commandos with 2 shots.
Freddie Marshall at the line. He'll be shooting 2. Jim Horn has 2 and Joe Steifen has 2 for the Chargers. Dragus with 2 and Tony Reeder with 4. First one is up, and it is good. Second free throw by Marshall. And this one is also good. So we have a tie score with 5:20 to go. Kenny Dragus back to King. King being guarded by Marshall. King moving right side, looking, can't find anyone. Finds Louis Johnson, crosses the timeline. Louis Johnson back over to Moon King. King down to Kenny Dragus, right side. Dragus looking it over, gives it to Louis Johnson, top of the key. Johnson doesn't know what to do here. He looks like he's caught. Gives the ball over to Darrell Thomas. Darrell Thomas over to Kenny Dragus, into Moon King. King goes in. He's fouled. No, they're going to call a jump ball. Looked like he might have been hacked, but I guess they had all the ball. So it'll be a jump ball between King and Joe Stiffend. They like to work King down to the baseline, but these Marshall Commandos can really jump, but so can Reeder. Reeder puts it up, and it's no good. Ball taken down by Joe Stiffend. Really cleared the board. Here is number 21, Tony Upshaw. No good. Marshall controls the board, however. Freddie Marshall with the ball. We're tied at 6 with 4:39 to go in the first quarter. Kevin Rice. Rice gives it to Marshall. He takes the shot and he hits it. So Freddie Marshall has 4 points. He's tied with Tony Reeder for the game scoring honor so far early in the game. Louis Johnson having some difficulty bringing the ball up against the press. Gives it over to Moon King. King gives it into Darrell Thomas. Thomas gets the ball deflected. And Darrell Thomas collides into big number 32 for Marshall. That's Kevin Rice. So they call the foul on Darrell Thomas.
On number 24, Darrell Thomas. That's 2 against St. Joseph's.
Okay, Freddie Marshall now bringing the ball up across the timeline for the Marshall Commandos. Marshall being guarded by Louis Johnson. And there we have a interception by Kenny Dragus, and here comes Louis Johnson flying all the way. Louis Johnson lays it up and in for 2, and Louis Johnson is charged with the offensive foul. I don't know about that one, but Louis Johnson gets the basket. He's also charged with the personal.
The basket by Louis Johnson is good. The foul also called on Johnson.
Didn't look like the Marshall man had established position there on that one, but that doesn't make any difference now. Number 21, Tony Upshaw. Upshaw dribbles off the side of his leg, and there we almost have a steal. Yes, we do. Almost. Back to Tony Reeder. Ball is taken in by number 44, Joe Stiffend, and he is fouled on the way to the basket.
Foul called on number 24, Darrell Thomas. That's 4 against St. Joseph's.
2 fouls on Darrell and 2 fouls on Louis Johnson. So Stiffend will be at the line shooting 2. First one by Stiffend up, and it's short. No good. Freddie Marshall with 4 for the Commandos. Jim Horn with 2 and Stiffend with 2. Chance for 3 right here. He puts the second one. It's up and it's good. So Marshall regains the lead 9-8. 3:45 to go in the opening quarter. Kenny Dragus gives it to Louis Johnson. Johnson being guarded by Freddie Marshall gives it over to Moon King. King back to Louis Johnson. Johnson over to Kenny Dragus. Right side, Dragus into Darrell Thomas. Thomas looking, finds King. King comes down, puts it up. He's fouled, and he can't make the 3-point play, but he is fouled, and he will go to the line for 2.
Foul called on number 44, Joe Stiffend.
That's 2 fouls. 2 fouls on Stiffend, and I don't think Marshall can afford to get Stiffend in foul trouble. So Moon King will be at the line.
Tony Reeder.
Moon King has yet to score. First free throw up, and it's no good.
King shooting 2.
And he'll be shooting 1 more. And let's see if he can tie the score. The second one by King is up, and it's good. So we're tied at 9. Freddie Marshall against Louis Johnson. Across the timeline, left side. Looking, he finds Kevin Rice. Rice from the free throw line takes the shot. No good. Reeder cleans the board down, gives it over to Moon King. Tony Reeder just swiped it down and took it down and gave it over to Moon. Okay, there's Kenny Dragus now. We almost had a problem there getting it across the timeline. Dragus came back for the ball. Moon King. King being guarded by number 21, Tony Upshaw. There's Louis Johnson. He'll take the shot. It's up and it's no good. And here we have a fast break by number 42, Jim Horn, all the way up, and it's in for 2, Jim Horn.
James Horn.
So Marshall once again regains the lead 11-9 with 2:39 to go in the first quarter. Louis Johnson going all the way in, all the way for 2, Louis Johnson. Fred Marshall now. Fred Marshall gives the ball up to Jim Horn. Horn back to number 21, Tony Upshaw. Upshaw looking over the situation, now moving right. Throws the ball down into the corner to number 32, Kevin Rice. Back to Stiffen, and he is fouled, and they call it on Darrell Thomas.
Number 24, Darrell Thomas.
That'll be his third. So we certainly don't want to see Darrell in problems like that. Looks like we'll be seeing big Barry Vaughn in a few moments for the Chargers. And here comes Barry now off the bench.
At the line, shooting 2.
So Darrell, with 3 quick fouls in the opening quarter, will be taking a rest, and Barry Vaughn comes in. Stiffen will be at the line. Stiffen has a total of 3 points. He's 1 for 2 from the free throw line. His first one is up, and it's no good. So we're still tied at 11 with 2:16 to go in the opening quarter. Stiffened with his second free throw. This one's up, and it's good.
An official's timeout.
So with 2:16 to go in the first quarter, the score, Marshall Commandos 12 and the St. Joseph Chargers 11. We'll be back in just a moment. Okay, with 2 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, Moon King will inbound the balls for the Chargers. They'll see if they can get a bucket and get up by 1 here. Louis Johnson coming all the way down. Johnson better watch out from behind. There he's trapped, but he gets the ball out to Moon King. King looking over the situation. Can't find anyone. Gets it into Barry Vaughn. Vaughn over to Louis Johnson. Johnson fumbles it a little bit. Now finds big Tony Reeder. Back to Louis Johnson. Chargers have to get a little bit more movement out there against this zone by the Marshall Commandos. Tony Reeder from the free throw line. No good, and the ball is taken down by number 31. Substitute Ken Mixon into the game. And the ball is into number 31, Ken Mixon, and it's up and in for 2, and he is fouled by Kenny Dragus.
The basket by Kenneth Mixon is good. The foul was called on number 21.
And Bob Early will be coming in a few moments for the Chargers.
Marshall shooting 1.
Mixon substitute just into the game for Marshall. Certainly didn't take long to get into the scoring column.
Robert Early.
And Bob Early will replace Louis Johnson with 1:36 to go in the first quarter. Chargers down by 3, 14-11. So Mixon puts the free throw up, and it's no good. And almost taken down by Reeder, and then almost taken by number 42, Jim Horn, but he lost the ball out of bounds, and the Chargers will now inbound the ball. Bob Early. Oh, Early is pushed from behind, but they didn't call anything there. Kenny Dragus. Kenny Dragus goes up for the shot. It's no good. Board controlled by number 44, Joe Stiffen. Over to Marshall. Marshall gives the ball up to number 42, Jim Horn. Under to 31, Mixon. Mixon goes up and he hits another one. So Mixon is not wasting any time, and Marshall now has built the lead up 16-11. Very important trip down now for the Chargers. Dragus over to Bob Early, over to Moon King. We're almost to 1 minute. Now we are 1 minute remaining in the opening quarter. Bob Early moving left. Early looking. Finds Moon King. Have to get some movement. We're just standing around there. Bob Early moving right. Finds Kenny Dragus. Dragus down. Forces it into King. The ball is deflected off of King and out of bounds. So Marshall, with 45 seconds remaining, are going to get a chance to get the lead up to 7. Stiffen with the ball. Stiffen against Barry Vaughn. Whoa. And we have it back up to Tony Upshaw. Gives it over to Freddie Marshall. They'll be playing for 1 shot right now. Bob Early is right up there with Marshall. Tony Upshaw. Stiffen. Stiffen looking, and there's an interception almost by Bob Early. 16 seconds to go in the first quarter. Freddie Marshall inbound the ball for the Marshall Commandos. He gives the ball off to number 21, Tony Upshaw. Upshaw, top of the key, moving right. He finds number 42, Jim Horn. They try and lob one into 31, Mixon. He goes up, and Reeder really puts it down in his face. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. The Marshall Commandos 16 and the St. Joseph Chargers 11. And we'll be back with the second quarter in just a moment. All right, here we go with the second quarter of action. Chargers down by 5, 16-11.
Tony Reeder, Joe Stiffen at the center.
Darrell Thomas has 3 fouls for the Chargers, and Louis Johnson with 2. Kenny Dragus with 1. For Marshall, Joe Stiffen has 2, and Tony Upshaw with 1. The Chargers control this tip, and let's see if they can get a basket and get down by 3. Moon King right side. King over to Bob Early. Early to Kenny Dragus. Dragus looking. He finds Dwayne King. King over to Early. Barry Vaughn right side baseline. Over to Moon King. King up the middle, puts the shot up, and he's fouled on the drive to the basket by number 31, and that is Ken Mixon.
Kenneth Mixon, that's 4 against Marshall.
But Moon King will be at the line shooting 2.
Dwayne King at the line for St. Joseph, 2 shots.
For Marshall, they had 4 players in the first quarter scoring 4 points each. King definitely has to make these free throws. Moon had a problem yesterday and twisted his ankle or sprained his ankle. He's fortunate that he's in here today. Second one is up, and it's good. So we are only able to cut 1 off their lead, and now it's 16-12. Marshall by 4. Number 21, Tony Marshall. Marshall gives the ball over to Fred Marshall. Marshall top. Right up the middle against Bob Early, moving right. Goes around past Tony Reeder. Reeder blocks it, but he also fouls him at the same time. So that'll be a foul on number 33, Tony Reeder. That's Reeder's first. And this will bring Freddie Marshall to the line, shooting 2. Marshall is perfect so far this evening. He has, this afternoon rather, he has 2 free throws, and he's made both of them. He has a total of 4 points. The first one for Marshall is up, and it is, yes, it's good. Off the front of the rim, the back of the rim, and went through. And now his second shot. This one's up, and it hit the front also and had enough to go in, so he scores both of them, and he is 4 for 4. There we had a turnover by the Chargers. They say the ball was deflected off of King, and now Marshall will have a chance to get up by 8. Can't find anyone. Finally does, but there's an interception by Moon King. King going all the way. King has to slow down, loses control of the ball. Momentarily gets it back, gives it over to Bob Early. Bob Early now back to King. Barry Vaughn. Vaughn over to Early, into Reeder. Reeder goes up with the short one and hits it. Tony Reeder. They have to get better, the ball, more penetration into Tony Reeder. There's no doubt about it. There's Mixon, and the ball is put right in his face by Barry Vaughn and Tony Reeder. So with 7:04 to go, the Chargers now trail 18-14. Substitute coming in for Marshall. Kevin Rice back into the game for Marshall.
Van Bond of Decatur, please report to room 101.
Number 42 coming out, Jim Horn.
Van Bond of Decatur, room 101 of the Assembly Hall.
And Dragus let the man go all the way around and go in for 2, and you definitely can't allow that. He had the baseline on him, went right around him, and put it in for an easy 2. It's 20-14 Marshall. Marshall by 6. Bob Early. Early down to Kenny Dragus. Dragus looking, can't find anyone right now. Gives it up to Moon King. King back to Dragus. Dragus should hit that one. No, he's off, and it goes over the top and out of bounds. Kenny Dragus can hit those shots, but that one was certainly off the mark. And now Marshall will have possession once again. Ball comes in at number 21, Tony Upshaw. Upshaw against King, gives the ball over to Freddie Marshall. Freddie Marshall, Bob Early on him. Moving left. He finds Tony Upshaw. And there we have a reaching in foul over the shoulder by Barry Vaughn.
Foul called on number 31, Barry Vaughn.
That's Vaughn's first foul. Marshall, by the way, has a total of 4 team fouls. So on the next one, the Chargers will be in the bonus.
St. Joseph's.
Okay, with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half of this ball game, the score, Marshall Commandos 20 and the St. Joseph Chargers 14. We'll be back with more of the second quarter in just a moment. Stiffen so far in the first quarter was 2 for 4 from the line. He has a total of 6 points in the game so far. His first one here is up, and it's good. And that gives him a total of 7 for the game. And let's see what happens on this one. This one's up, and it's good also. Okay. 22-14. Chargers definitely need a basket here. There's no doubt about it. And there is a bad pass by Dragus to Bob Early. Couldn't control. Freddie Marshall now. Ball comes underneath, up and in. Mixon with a total of 6. And it's a 10-point Marshall lead. Chargers definitely having problems against the Marshall press. Gives it in to Tony Reeder, back to Bob Early, back to Reeder, goes way up with it. Moon King gets it. King going all the way in, loses control. Here comes Freddie Marshall. Marshall's running. He stops. He passes it off to number 21, Tony Upshaw, who goes up and hits it for 2. So Marshall's rolling now. And there we have a turnover again. Very, very. So with 5:31 remaining in the first half, Marshall has pulled up to a 26-14 lead. So we'll be back with more of this second quarter in just a moment. Okay, 5:31 to go in the second quarter, in a quarter that has certainly been in the Marshall Commandos' corner. The Chargers have only scored 3 points in this entire quarter, so they certainly have to get something changed in order to get themselves back into this ball game. They've done it before, but we find Renato Williams now checking in for the Chargers, and also Bob Early. Tony Upshaw over to Fred Marshall. Marshall against Early, and he is fouled by Early.
Foul was called on number 13, Robert Early.
So this will send the Marshall Commandos to the free throw line. Once again, they've been there many times so far in this game. Marshall is 4 for 4 from the line. And this first one is up, and it's good. So Marshall now has a total of 7 points, and Joe Stiffen has 7. Ken Mixon has 6. They're very, very evenly even on the scoring. He makes both. And the lead is now built up to 28-14, double the score. Chargers better get something going right now before they get down too far and make it too difficult to get back into this one. Tony Reeder way up high. Reeder gives it over to Renato Williams. Moon King looking, can't find anyone at the moment, finds Renato Williams. Renato, he goes in, he takes the shot. It's no good. Reeder gets the board, he goes up with the shot, and it's no good also. Marshall controls. Here they come, they're running. Ball comes into number 44, Stiffen. He gives it back to 31, Ken Mixon. Long shot by Freddie Marshall is in for 2. Chargers look very, very, very nervous out there. Of course, they're down by 16 here with 4:19 to go in the second quarter. Barry Vaughn from the side, he takes it and hits it. Barry Vaughn. You have to get it up and in order to score. Stiffened all the way in, up and in for 2. Moon King. 3:50 to go in the second quarter. 32-16. Marshall. King. Early back to King. King going in. Ball is stripped away, taken away by number 44, Joe Stiffen. And so far, Marshall has just displayed too much quickness for the Chargers to handle here. And here we have a foul on number 44, Joe Stiffen. That will be his third.
Foul was called on number 44, Joe Stiffen. That's 5 against Marshall. St. Joseph now in the 1-and-1. Into the Commandos lineup, number 43, Martin Koper.
The score is exactly double, 32-16. And for the Chargers to get back into this one, they're going to have to shave some of those points off right now. And we can start right here with Reeder. Reeder with a total of 6. He's the leading scorer so far for the Chargers. Shooting 1 and the bonus. First one by Big Tony is up, and it's no good. Off the front, off the back, and pops out. So we can't get the free throws down either. Freddie Marshall to the free throw line, gives the ball off to number 32. It's no good, tipped up. They're out leaping us, there's no doubt about it. And there's a foul on Reeder, and the basket is good by number 31, Ken Mixon.
Foul was called on number 33, Tony Reeder. The basket by Kenneth Mixon is good. Mixon will be out the line for Marshall, shooting 1.
Mixon has come off the bench in that first quarter to score a total of 9 points for the Commandos. Marshall in. And this one's really turning into a runaway now. 37-16. Marshall up by 21 points. There's another turnover. And comparing the Chargers so far with the Marshall Commandos, it looks like they're standing still.
Number 12, Louis Johnson.
Louis Johnson comes into the game for the Chargers, who are now down by 21 points here in the first half. And this is the first time this has happened all year, and certainly the time you didn't want it to happen. Moon King, he puts it up and in, and there's a foul on the play, so we have a chance for a 4-point play.
The basket by Dwayne King is good. The foul was called on number 43, Martin Koper.
So here's a chance to get a few points off that lead, and can get it down from 37-16 to 37-20 if he can hit them both here. First one by Tony is up, and it's no good. Just a little bit too much, just like the last one he shot. So we don't have an opportunity for the 4-point play. Upshaw. Ball comes into number 43, Martin Coffer. Board controlled by Barry Vaughn. Vaughn looking. Louis Johnson was wide open, but he didn't see him. Here comes Bob Early. Bob Early gives it off to Louis Johnson. Johnson now down to Barry Vaughn. Vaughn from the corner takes the shot and hits it. Barry Vaughn has hit 2 from that corner, and it's now a 17-point Marshall lead. Freddie Marshall goes all the way in, no hands in his face, but he misses it, and Moon King takes the board. A long pass to Louis Johnson. Johnson coming in all alone, puts it up and in for 2. Louis Johnson. So we're shaving a few points off the lead. It's now 15-point Marshall lead with 1:50 to go in this first half. And Marshall takes a timeout. 1:50 to go in the first half. The score, Marshall Commandos 37 and the St. Joe Chargers 22. We'll be back with more in just a moment. This 1:50 remaining here in the first half, and the Chargers have cut some points off of the large, enormous 21-point Marshall lead and have worked it down now to 15. And it would certainly be very optimistic if they could get it down to 10 or less before the end of this half. Barry Vaughn has 4 points in this quarter. Louis Johnson with 2, Moon King with 3, and Tony Reeder with 2. 11 points scored by the Chargers, while Marshall Commandos have been scoring 21 points in this second quarter. Leading the way for the Commandos is Fred Marshall. He has 8 points in this quarter, 12 for the game. Joe Stiffen has 6 in the quarter, 10 for the game, and Ken Mixon, a substitute into the game, has 5 in this quarter, 9 for the game. Tony Upshaw with 2 also in the second quarter. So with 1:50 to go, Marshall will inbound the ball, and the ball comes in to Fred Marshall. Marshall being guarded by Bob Early. Pass over to number 31, Ken Mixon. Freddie Marshall against Early. Gives the ball over to Upshaw. Upshaw against Louis Johnson, driving right up into the middle. Bounce pass off, and we have a travel, so now the Chargers have a chance to get the lead down to 13 points if they can convert on this opportunity. 1:31 remaining in the first half. 37-22. Marshall in the lead. Bob Early over to Louis Johnson. Louis Johnson, a high one into Tony Reeder. Reeder looking. Moon King was wide open, but he didn't see him. There he is, wide open. He goes up. He's fouled. Oh, no, they call a travel. Oh. I thought he was fouled on that one, but they call a travel, so Marshall gets the ball, and that certainly hurts. Ball comes into number 10, Mike Brown. Gives it over to Ken Mixon. Back over to Brown. Brown over to Upshaw, left side. Upshaw looking, finds Brown. King against Brown. Almost caught and trapped. Right up the middle comes Brown. He charges in. And a good acting job there by Barry Vaughn. Freddie Marshall right up the middle. And there's a foul reaching in by number 13, Bob Early. Second on Early.
Foul was called by number 13, Robert Early.
50 seconds to go. And the man we don't want at the free throw line, Freddie Marshall.
Into the St. Joseph lineup, number 25, Dave Callahan.
Callahan comes into the lineup. He replaces number 13, Bob Early. Fred Marshall at the line so far is perfect. He's 6 for 6 from the line. This first one is up, and it's good. So he's been perfect so far this afternoon, 7 for 7 from the line. And add along with the 7 free throws, 3 baskets. This one is up, and it's perfect also. Okay, 39-22. Louis Johnson. Johnson looking. Almost passes the ball away. Moon King, right side over to Dave Callahan. King back to Callahan. Callahan over to Louis Johnson, back to Callahan. He tries to work the ball into Reeder. The ball is taken away, however, and here we have a long one down. And a nice stop by Barry Vaughn. He deflected that one. Louis Johnson coming right up the middle. He goes up and it's short. And he charges in, so the foul is going to be on Louis Johnson. And that'll be Louis' 3rd personal. He should have pulled up on that one. It's going to be 1 and the bonus. So after the Chargers were able to cut the lead down to 15, now Marshall will have a chance to build it back up to 19 with 19 seconds to go in the first half. And the first free throw is up, and it's perfect. And Marshall has been shooting the eyes out as far as the free throws are concerned. Although they were only 4 for 7 in the first quarter, they haven't missed one here in the second quarter. So it's back up to a 19-point Marshall lead, 41-22. Vaughn back to Louis Johnson. Johnson drives in. This time it's going to be a blocking foul on the Marshall. Can't see who it is. Number 31 perhaps.
Foul is called at number 31, Kenneth Mixon.
That's 2 on Mixon.
Louis Johnson will shoot 1 of 1.
8 seconds to go in the first half, which has been a total disaster for the Chargers. Trailing 41-22. Louis Johnson, and we can't afford to miss anything. So he's going to have these And it's no good. Long one down. Freddie Marshall. Marshall goes up and hits it. So at the end of a first half, it's been a total disaster for the Chargers. They're trailing Marshall now by 21 once again. The score, Marshall 43 and the Chargers 22. We'll be back with the second half in a few moments.
At halftime. Also, refreshments are available along the seating area for your.
Okay, let's get going, and I'll give some halftime scoring. Okay? Very quickly with the first half scoring statistics. A half that was very disastrous for the Chargers. Freddie Marshall leading with 16. He's followed by Ken Mixon with 11. Joe Stiffen with 10. And Jim Horn with 4. And Tony Upshaw with 2 for the Chargers. Reeder with 6. Louis Johnson with 6. King with 4. Vaughn with 4, Dragas with 2, and 0 for Darrell Thomas, who sat out most of the game with 3 fouls. But we need him now. Louis Johnson from the side takes a poor shot selection. Ball taken down by number 44, Joe Stiffen. All the way down to 42, Jim Horn lays it up, and he is fouled on the way down by 33, Tony Reeder.
Tony Reeder, the first against St. Joseph.
And on the Charger possession, of course, Louis Johnson took a long shot, and we need all the points we can get, but I don't know if that was the best thing to do in that situation. And the first free throw is up and in for Jim Horn. Marshall has been excellent so far from the free throw line. They are 16 for 19. And we have a lane violation. The evidently had his foot over the line when he was given the ball. So only one free throw there. Louis Johnson, Bob Early, Darrell Thomas. Thomas going all the way in, lays it up, and it's off. No good. So Marshall will retain possession. Darrell Thomas went all the way in, laid it up, and it just will not go down for the Chargers today. Number 21, Tony Upshaw. Upshaw looking, he cannot move along the sidelines. So there's a turnover with no time running off the clock. So now Moon King into Louis Johnson. Johnson looking, he finds King, left side, King up to Bob Early. Early. Marshall very, very fast, and the Chargers just a step behind in everything they're doing so far today. King looking, have to get some movement. They're just standing still. There's Darrell Thomas. Thomas way short. Thomas is just totally out of this one, and he's charged with his 4th foul, so he'll be coming out of there probably. Although you have to leave him in now because you're down by so many points, it isn't going to make any difference.
St. Joseph into the Chargers lineup, number 10, Renato Williams.
Freddie Marshall, they're running. They want to run all the way down. Marshall stops, and he hits it. 18 points for Fred Marshall. And this one is turning into an all-out romp. 46-22. King. Louis Johnson. Johnson takes the long shot. No outside shooting here. Reeder gets it deflected in his face, and that's probably the first or second time all year that we've seen that happen. Freddie Marshall. Marshall now. He'll start popping them. Oh, there's a travel, but they didn't call it. Number 32. Kevin Rice, he took a travel before that one, and now the ref calls the other one. So 6:38 to go in the third quarter. Chargers down by too many. Reeder up, no good. Thomas is fouled, and they finally call it. Foul is on number 21, Tony Upshaw.
Foul was called on number 21, Anthony Upshaw, the first against Marshall.
And 6 minutes, 29 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And there we have a deflection by number 21, Tony Upshaw, so the Chargers will regain possession. And they are simply down by too many here, folks. Too many. Pops it in to Daryl Thomas, goes all the way in, stuffs it in for two. Daryl Thomas. And that's the first sign of any life from Daryl Thomas so far this afternoon. Marshall now is content to take their time. And here we have a drive all the way in by number 21. No good, but they get the rebound, and it's no good, and it's taken down by Daryl, and he's fouled from behind by number 42, Jim Horn.
Foul called on number 42, James Horn, the second against Marshall.
5:54 to go in the third quarter. Renato Williams bringing the ball up court for the Chargers. Renato gives it to Daryl Thomas. Thomas back to Renato. Renato looking. Finds Tony Reeder. Reeder right side, takes the shot and hits it. Tony Reeder. That's what Reeder was doing in the first few minutes of this game. And it's too bad we couldn't have kept going back to Reeder in the corner. He hit his first two shots like that, I believe. 46-26, Marshall up by 20. Jim Horn being guarded by King, gives it back over to Fred Marshall against Renato Williams. He drives all the way in, travels, and lets it go out of bounds. He had the ball, lost it, gained possession as he was running, and then it deflected off of him and out of bounds, and the Chargers now have a chance to cut the lead to 18. Renato Williams, right side. Renato coming in for the Chargers to the timeline. Louis Johnson. Reeder, a high lobbing pass, and it was a risk to take, and it was simply a pass that did not click for the Chargers, so Marshall gets the ball back. Here's Joe Stiffend. Stiffend wants to go all the way, and he gives it off to 32, Kevin Rice, and he hits it for two. That's his first basket this evening. 48-26. Tony Reeder finds Daryl Thomas. Thomas goes up with the shot and hits it.
Daryl Thomas.
Louis Johnson on defense. And there Marshall is very fast. There's Renato Williams. And here comes Louis Johnson. He's free all the way. Lays it in for two. Louis Johnson. Johnson with a total of 8. Chargers down by 18. And let's see if they can cut a few more off this large, gigantic Marshall lead. Stiffen is a guard now, I guess. He's going all the way down. Loses it off of Stiffen. Oh, no. Thought it deflected off of Stiffen, but I guess it did not. So Marshall will retain. And I guarantee if the Chargers could get within 10, they could be back in this game. But it's a lot of work. And here's Moon King, and the ball is taken away from King by Jim Horn. Freddie Marshall. 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes to go. And there's, you know, not wanting to say all negative things about Marshall, but they certainly didn't have to do that and don't have to rush their shots. They should be taking their time a little bit. But that's the way they like to play. So Reeder way short on that one. And we have a foul on Dwayne King. Tony Reeder way short on that shot from the side. That's the third team foul on the Chargers. There's 2 on Marshall Commandos. 3:36 to go in the third quarter. The Chargers are down by 18, 48-30.
32, Dwayne King. That's 3 against St. Joseph. Into the Marshall lineup.
Tony Upshaw.
Michael Brown.
Upshaw goes right around Louis Johnson. Upshaw. Now they're going to take a little time, looks like. Stiffened. Way off. And out of bounds. Chargers will get possession with 3:20 remaining in this third quarter. Chargers have a chance to get the lead down to 16 if they can convert on this opportunity. Renato Williams. Renato over to Louis Johnson. Johnson drives through all the way. Over to Renato Williams. Renato looking, finding Louis Johnson. Renato back, back to Renato. Top of the key. Darrell Thomas back to Renato. Renato top of the key, a long one, hits it. Renato Williams, Chargers down by 16, 48-32. All the way over to Stiffen. Stiffen now. He gives the ball back to Brown. Brown against Renato Williams. He drives right past him, puts up a short one and hits it. Michael Brown. Another hoop for Marshall. And there's a turnover. You work so hard and then you give him a turnover like that. It just kills you. So we'll have a timeout with 2:31 remaining in the third quarter with the score: the Marshall Commandos 50 and the St. Joe Chargers 32. Yes, we will. Okay.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Again, we'll try to have ticket information for the winning school as quickly as possible at the conclusion of this game.
Okay. Pass comes into Stiffen. Stiffen now. Stiffen passes the ball underneath. Oh, 3-second violation or an offensive foul. Charging by number 31, Ken Mixon. That's Mixon's third.
That's 3 against Marshall.
And a third team foul on the Commandos. Louis Johnson. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Unbelievable. Just cannot seem to handle the pressure by the Commandos, and had a chance to cut it back to 16. And there Renato Williams gets the ball back. Let's see if we can get converted this time down the court with 2:15 to go in the third quarter. Get some movement. There's Reeder. Renato back to Reeder. Into Darrell Thomas, lays it up and in for 2. First time we've seen movement like that in a long time. 1:58 to go. Chargers trailing now by 16. Renato went for the steal, couldn't get it. Tony Upshaw. Oh, Reeder rejects it, and he also commits the foul on that shot by number 31, Ken Mixon.
Foul is called on number 33, Tony Reeder.
So we have 4 on Reeder and 4 on Darrell Thomas.
Kenneth Mixon will be shooting 2.
So they certainly are playing in a difficult position for the Chargers. Number 31, Ken Mixon. And Mixon is 3 for 4 from the line. As we mentioned earlier, Marshall Commandos are 17 for 20 from the free throw line. And that one is no good. 17 for 21. 17 of 51 points on free throws. Turnover. Chance to cut it to 15 there. And could not cash in. Here's stiffened. A 128. Reeder has got to be careful that he doesn't cause a foul. Be his 5th, and he'd have to leave the game. Freddie Marshall gives it over to Tony Brown. Brown driving. Brown over to number 11. That's Freddie Marshall, and there's a pass over to 31, Ken Mixon, and he travels. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Ball comes into Renato Williams. Renato into Darrell Thomas. Thomas stops, gives it back over to Louis Johnson. 1 minute to go in the third quarter. Moon King, right side. King turns around, can't find anyone. Gets it into Darrell Thomas, but the ball is deflected away. Louis Johnson gets the steal, and he is fouled on the play by number 10. That's Brown, Mike Brown.
Michael Brown, that's 4 against Marshall.
So the Chargers are still not in the 1-and-1. They've had a total of 7 free throws, and Marshall 21. Two for 7 from the Chargers. Louis Johnson, Renato Williams. Williams looking back to Louis Johnson. Johnson faked the shot. King was wide open. They didn't see him. He's looking again. Tony Reeder looking. 37 seconds to go. Renato Williams, a long one, hits it. And there's a foul on the play, so we have a chance for a 4-point play once again.
The basket by Williams is good. The foul was called on number 44, Joe Stiffen.
That's 4 fouls, 4 on Stiffen. Daryl Thomas now.
The Marshall lineup, number 32, Kevin Rice.
Chargers with a chance to get a 4-point play out of this one.
For St. Joseph,
Daryl, big free throws. First one by Daryl is up and it's perfect. And that's only the 8th free throw attempted by the Chargers. Daryl Thomas has 7 points all in this third quarter. Second one by Daryl is up and it's perfect also. So now with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Chargers trail 51-38. And boy, this would be a big turnover if they can stop Marshall here. Almost. Ball taken by number 21, Tony Upshaw. He gives it over to Freddie Marshall. He's playing with the ball for one shot here. 14 seconds to go. Mike Brown. Brown goes right past, goes all the way in, up and in, and he scores, and he is fouled on the play by Daryl Thomas, and that'll be Daryl's 5th, and he will be out of the ball game.
The basket by Michael Brown is good. The foul was called on number 24, Daryl Thomas. That's 5. Joseph.
So just as the Chargers looked like they might have a little bit of life left in them, Daryl Thomas fouls out, and Daryl had 8 points all in the third quarter.
St. Joseph lineup, number 31, Barry Vaughn.
Vaughn checks in for the Chargers.
Brown at the line for Marshall, shooting for 1.
Chargers opponents have been averaging 48 points so far this year. Marshall has 53 already, and we're only in the third quarter. Deflected out of bounds, and that's the end of the third quarter. We didn't get a chance for a last shot. So at the end of 3 quarters, the score, Marshall Commandos 53 and the St. Joe Chargers 38. We'll be back with the 4th and final quarter of this game in just a moment. 7-11. Okay, here we go, Joe, with the 4th and final quarter. Chargers outscored the Marshall Commandos 16-10 in that third quarter, and we'd be up by 1 if it wasn't for that second quarter. Too bad we can't eliminate that one. So this is it for the Chargers for 1982 season. Brown lays it off to number 21, Upshaw, and 2 points for the Commandos. And Moon King now, Chargers down by 17. King into Vaughn, Vaughn back to King. King over to Louis Johnson. Johnson goes in, gives it to Vaughn. Barry Vaughn back to Louis Johnson. Johnson got to take the shot. No good, and we don't have the boards. And we're almost down to 7 minutes left for the Chargers in this season. 31, Ken Mixon. We were able to get it down to, what was it, 13, I believe, and that was it. King, short. King with the board, drives in, lays this one up, he's short. King again, from behind, and it's going to be, oh, I thought that went off of Barry Vaughn. Moon King, 2 chances. Callahan into the game, give us a little bit more rebounding strength, perhaps. Been a long afternoon for the Chargers. So it looks as though they will bow out of the tournament, out of this season, 29-2. Kevin Rice. Williams, King. Williams. Renato Williams, a long one, and he hits it.
Renato Williams.
And you know that Marshall's wide open now. They can sense it. They know they have it. 61-40, Marshall up by 21. King into Reeder. Reeder goes up, and it just will not go down for Tony. Here we go, Freddie Marshall. And he almost got the three-point play anyway. He's fouled by Moon King.
32, Dwayne King. Fred Marshall will be at the line, shooting 2.
Okay. Freddie Marshall, 18 points. He had 16 in the first half and only 2 in the second half. And he is perfect from the line. 9 for 9 for Marshall. Second one is up, and it's no good. So there was the kiss of death. 9 for 10. Marshall fans standing and clapping, sensing the victory here. Renato Williams. Renato over to Barry Vaughn. Vaughn over to King. King to Callahan. Callahan drives in, puts it up, and hits it. Dave Callahan. And then there's a foul on Barry Vaughn immediately. And fans are starting to leave the arena here, Assembly Hall in Champaign. So Marshall will advance into the semifinal game against East St. Louis Lincoln. East St. Louis Lincoln looked very impressive over Arlington earlier. Marshall will be 25-7, and the Chargers will bow out 29-2. But they will be back next year. Prediction I made 2 years ago. We'd come down 2 straight years, and with Reeder as a junior and Thomas as a junior and Renato as a junior, the Chargers certainly will be very strong once again next year. Second one is up, and it's no good. And a nice deflection there by Renato Williams. He twisted his ankle on that one a little bit. And it looks as though no, Renato's staying in. Freddie Marshall. Callahan with the board for St. Joe. Over to Vaughn. Barry Vaughn. Vaughn over to King. King to Renato Williams. Renato Williams looking. Can't find anyone now. I better give it up. Gives it up to Reeder. Reeder over to King. King going in toward the free throw line. And we have a jump ball. Will be between Moon King and Marshall. Freddie Marshall. 5 minutes to go in the game. 63-42. Chargers are down by 21. A long shot by Renato Williams. He's hit. He has 8 points, and they've all been bombers. Freddie Marshall. Ooh, and we have a touchdown. Barry Vaughn just turned a little bit, and he threw Ken Mixon right over top of him. Shake hands now. 4:49 to go. We're going to have a timeout. St. Joe's with a score. Marshall 63 and the Chargers 44. We'll be back in a moment. Okay, the final 4:49. And
A violation of the jump circle by St. Joseph.
Marshall will get possession of the ball. Moon King was inside the jump circle line. Stiffened. And gives the ball over to Marshall. Upshaw. Over to Brown, back to Upshaw, back over to Marshall. Marshall all the way, pops and hits it for 2.
Brandon Marshall.
21 for Marshall. And we have a foul on number 31, Ken Mixon, and that should be 4 on Mixon. Okay.
Foul was called on number 31, Kenneth Mixon.
And I wish this could be a little bit more optimistic and positive, but it just was not meant to be this year for the Chargers.
Into the Marshall lineup, number 42, James Horn.
So Dave Callahan at the line. His first one is up, and it's no good. And there's a basket by number 10, Michael Brown. I'm not getting any sound here, Joe. Can you hear me? I hope so. Okay, Tony Reeder. Dave Callahan, and he's fouled by number 42, Jim Horn. And certainly Marshall does not want to foul. They want to let the time run down. There's no reason to prolong it.
Dave Callahan will shoot 2.
And this one was really, for the most part, there's a basket, a free throw by Dave Callahan was decided in the second quarter when the Chargers were outscored 27-11. Callahan with both ends of the free throw, so he has a total of 4 points for Dave. And there's a layup missed by Marshall, and the ball went into Dave Callahan's hands. 67-46. And there's an intentional foul by number 25, Dave Callahan. At least he swiped at him, but we'll see what they call on it. And I'm sure in a few moments we'll see many subs into this game.
Anthony Upshaw at the line for Marshall.
He'll be shooting 1 and 1. Number 21, Tony Upshaw. Upshaw, first free throw is up, and it's good. "27 free throws by the Marshall Commandos. This will be 28. This one's up, and it's good.
Into the Marshall lineup, number 23, Anthony McLaurin.
Renato Williams. Callahan. And Dave Callahan puts it in for 2. And there we have a foul on Moon King.
Foul was on number 32, Dwayne King.
That's 3 on Moon.
Michael Brown at the line, shooting 1 and 1.
First one is up, and it's no good by Michael Brown. Renato Williams. Vaughn, 3:24 remaining in the game. Williams, he'll take the long one, and he's way off on that one. That's the first one he's missed. One of the few he's missed this afternoon. Marshall. And there's a swipe by Dave Callahan.
Foul called to number 25, Dave Callahan.
Chargers fans, and many of them came down this afternoon, but it wasn't a joyous occasion. Freddie Marshall, first one is up and it's in. Although they've contained Freddie Marshall in the second half, he had 16 in the first half. He has 6 so far in the second half, 22 for the game. His second one is up and it's no good. Reeder. Callahan right to the free throw line. He takes the shot and hits it. Dave Callahan. Joe stiffened. And there he's fouling him from behind, reaching around. That's Callahan. That'll be 3 on Callahan.
Number 25, Dave Callahan. Into the St. Joseph lineup, number 14, Ricky Hughes. Anthony McLaurin, 1-1.
And Tony McLaurin substituted into the game for Marshall. Hits the first. Marshall's been not quite perfect from the free throw line, but they've scored a ton of points from the free throw line. And there we have a gorilla dunk by Joe Stiffend. And that's the first basket he scored this half. There's a turnover on the Chargers, and with 2:39 to go, 73-50.
Into the St. Joseph lineup, number 34, Darryl Thomas.
And all that's left in this one is the final 2:27.
Into the St. Joseph lineup, number 35, Jeff Whaley.
All right, so we have Whaley coming in for the Chargers. Ricky Hughes reported in a few moments ago. So with 2:24 to go in the fourth and final quarter of this quarterfinal game, the Chargers are bowing out of the tournament at 29-2. Marshall goes on to face East St. Louis Lincoln. The score 73-50 Marshall. Okay, down to the final 2:24 of this game. And we have several substitutes into the game for both teams. Number 23, Tony McLaurin, gives the ball over to Marshall. Marshall with the ball. He finds Brown, Mike Brown. Brown over to McLaurin. And there we have a field goal attempt by Renato Williams. 2:04 to go. 73-50, Marshall in front by 23, and they've been up by 15 plus since the second quarter. And there's a drive into the basket and a foul on Barry Vaughn. That's 3 on Vaughn.
Foul was called to number 31, Barry.
1:55 to go in this game.
Anthony McLaurin will be at the free throw line for Marshall, 1-1.
Okay, Tony McLaurin, he's 1 for 2 from the line, make it 1 for 3. Now they're missing a few, but it really doesn't matter at this time in the game. Ricky Hughes. Hughes over to Vaughn. Vaughn should shoot it, he does, and he hits it. Barry Vaughn.
Barry Vaughn.
Too little, too late for the Chargers. Fred Brown. Excuse me, Fred Brown. Fred Marshall. Okay, Marshall hits it for 2, and now he's running and gunning again. Barry Vaughn. Barry Vaughn.
Barry Vaughn.
1:19 to go. Vaughn reaches in and he commits a foul. That's 4 on Barry Vaughn. Okay, Freddie Marshall at the line, and Freddie has a ton of points. Although he was shut down in the third quarter, he had 16 in the first half, 2 in the third quarter, and 7 here in the fourth. Bob Early comes in, and he replaces Barry Vaughn. Vaughn goes over and shakes the hands of the players of Marshall. And the second free throw is up and good.
Into the Marshall lineup, number 34.
And Freddie Marshall checks out, and he should get a good round of applause. His 12 points in the second quarter really lit the fuse for Marshall's Commandos as they built up a large lead against the Chargers, a lead that the Chargers were never able to really work at. They were able to get down. There's a basket by Renato Williams. They were able to get down by 13 at one point in the third quarter, but then Darrell fouled out, and that was the end of that. So Fred Marshall had 8 in the fourth quarter, 2 in the third quarter. Eddie Jones with 2 there. 26 points for Fred Marshall. And of the 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 were free throws. But they all count. 37 seconds to go in the game. Final 37. Darrell Thomas, a long one, no good. Darrell Thomas intercepts, gives it over to Jeff Whaley. Jeff Whaley gives it to Ricky Hughes. Ricky Hughes shoots, no good. And this could be a dunk here. No! Bob Early. A neat little defensive move there. Bob Early going all the way up. They tried to pick his pocket, and we have a foul on the play with 8 seconds to go, with Marshall 79 and the St. Joe Chargers 56. So it's the end of the season for the Chargers. Chargers had a fantastic season, 29-2. Bob Early missing the free throw. And it just was not meant to be this year for St. Joe, but maybe next year. Guys walking the sideline again. Renato Williams. Renato will take this one. Gives it to Ricky Hughes. Ricky Hughes up and in for 2. Ricky Hughes scores.
The basket by Ricky Hughes is good.
Right at the buzzer.
The foul was called on number 33.
So the only thing left to be determined is whether the score will be 79-58 or 79-59, a 21 or a 20-point victory for Marshall.
For the Marshall fans, if you'll remain seated for just a moment, we'll give you the ticket information.
And the free throw is up, and it's good. So the final score of this quarterfinal game, Marshall 79 and the St. Joe Chargers 59. That's it. It's been an enjoyable year, but a sad conclusion, but we'll see you again next year. Goodbye, everybody.
Tickets for both sessions tomorrow will go on sale at Memorial Stadium, the football stadium, directly across the street from the Assembly Hall at 6 p.m. tonight. 6 o'clock tonight is when tickets will be on sale for Marshall fans